Well, like I said, fighting was like, I'm not out here boosting it. You know, I'm not the type to be like, I've been in fucking all these fights and this and this and this. Like, partly it's shameful. It is in a way. Like, so I don't try to like talk about it or like say it, but it's like, you know, because I look like I would fucking have hated me like at certain ages, multiple of my ages. Like, you're a little douchebag. Like, or you know, I would
have fought myself at 18.
Oh, fucking 100%. Sure. I've always had this thing. I live my way away. Like, I would never, like, and this is my thing. I'm not going to start the fight or throw the first punch or things like that. But I was sure a dick enough to make you want to punch me multiple times. You know, enough where I'm pushing you to do it. And it's like, but it was my motto. Like, I would never, I'm not, like, you are starting them all. Just because you didn't fucking try to punch me or you didn't throw the first punch. It's
you're partaking.
You're doing dumbass shit. Making to be a dick, like fucking, you know, and the thing was, I did that almost every night I went out. It was, you know, it's embarrassing. Did
you ever have any run-ins with the law? Like, I've done some nights in jail. You know, that was some of the finally like waking up. I've done a couple of weekends, you know, things that were long, like historic. You know, the shocker giving me the toilet roll. You get this now, go to sleep. You know, like using it as your pillow. That's all you got. But the big guy throws it to you when he gets out. He's like, you lead this shit now. It's like I'm fucking the toilet paper guy now. You know, like, so I've been there, but you know, I've had friends that shit happened, fight, because all I did was fight again. Like, and it's stupid. It was literally, I tried. It was either like you know, vulgarly say it was fuck or fight. Like, and that's how I went out and did it. You know, a lot of times we're fighting. There's
you know, so it's going on, and you're either you know, you're that guy, you know.
Yeah. Sometimes trying to fuck leads to fighting.
I never said, you know, I never said it was the biggest ladies man dead or not, you know. So it was a lot of fighting. There was a lot of fighting, and, you know, and it, like I said, it was embarrassing. It took a couple things. I remember a big change for me was my sophomore year. And we were at a wrestling party, and I did something to be a douchebag, and I kind of like did something to another team member or something and kind of was starting fights like I always do, you know, and being like that. And one of my big team members, which was fucking huge, he was like a transfer. He was on the juice, like he was our 205er, huge, you know, like, you know that by this, he was a transfer from a JUCO college, you know. There was a national champ, and he was just fucking big, and he's like probably 23, and I'm only like 19, you know, so that many years have passed. It's like he's old as fuck, it seems like, you know, when you're that young, you know, being 23 and 19 is like you've lived a whole different life, you know. So I did that, and something happened, and he went to kind of like try to like put me in my place. And when he went to do it, he tried to like trip me. It was like one of those things that was like, nah, you can't give me that shit, bro. Like, I'm not that, you got me with a little minion. So I threw him to the ground. Well, he got up, obviously pissed, socked me in the fucking face. And that was like one of those times it was like, dude, you're my boy. Like, you socked me in the fucking face, you know, but it fucking crushed me because he was huge. And it was one of those things. It was like, yeah, bro. And we walked, but then instantly, me and him go walking together around the house and away from the party and talk about it. And he's just like, bro, I was just like you. Fucking starting fights, being a fucking little fucker. Fucking always wanting to fight and starting shit and doing this. That shit don't lead to nowhere. You know, and I'm sorry I fucking hit you, but it just reminded me of that shit that fucking pisses me off. Acting like a fucking, and right there I took that for real, like hard. Like, not saying that fucking scared straight, never been an idiot again, but right there I took it. And I was a little bit like, all right, like, fucking quit trying to, like, all I'm doing is trying to start fights, start altercations, because that's what I was doing. I'll be throwing balls. I just be doing shit to be like, oh, it's harmless. And then, but you're just starting shit. Why? I enjoy it.
Yeah. Because you genuinely enjoy it.
I genuinely enjoy it,
but street fighting is so dumb, man.
That's the thing. That was always my thing. It's like, if you think you're tough enough to fight, I'm not going to punch you. I'm not going to make you fight me. But if you think you're tough enough, I want to see, are you tough enough? Like, I just wanted to see that. Like, I would have never punched anybody first, and that was my thing. You know, that's why I thought it was okay. You know, fucking, but you want to do that, and I like living that way, you know, and it was a skill I had too. I'm living towards my skill. Like I said, we talked about how you get into it. It's like I can go back to
me pushing somebody picking on my sister in recess. My sister's 4 years older than me, and being in recess. And I remember going over and she's getting picked on by somebody. Yes, it was a girl, but she was 4 years older. All right, you know. And when you're only freaking like 5 or 6 and they're freaking 10, you know, that's a big thing. I remember going and pushing her over because she was making fun of my sister. And it's like one of those things. I've just always had. It's natural. Like you want to bring up like about it. It's the most natural thing I'm in. Like when I'm fighting or I'm doing stuff like that's life threatening or scary, like, you know, like I zone in and I'm like, fuck it, I feel good about it. You know?
Do you have the same, I guess, passion that's behind it when you're doing it as a profession at that point? Or is like all the extra bullshit that comes with it, like the media and the coaches and sponsors, and they want you to do this.
You're fucking, you're nailing it on it like you were an athlete.
I played a little bit. I fucked around a little bit.
That's the thing, though, when the joy takes out of it, or you're doing it for other things than just the fight. And that's where I've been. And I'm even in a spot where it's like, oh, you don't do social media enough. You know, it's like, well, but aren't my fights exciting? Like you're like, well, but like
some of the most.
Like I'm sorry, I don't enjoy that side of things. Like I never have. Like, and I can't fake it, and I can't do it. Like it's not a thing. So yeah, with that whole process is tough for fighting, and it's a thing.